Also a 10 to 1 chance. Leekmore 12 to 1 and 14 to 1 bar 4.
Well, they say it's a one-horse race, but there is my selection, Leekmore, 10 to 1 shot. I think that's good each-way value. Ian Johnson riding for Stuart Matthews. Now, Leekmore won here on this day last year, the 4 o'clock race 12 months ago. And he's already run this season when, apprentice-ridden, he was a fine fourth, a couple of lengths behind Gentle Star at Nottingham. That's him in the spots, easy to pick out spots. And at today's weights, there won't be much between them. But with Ian Johnson on board today, I give Leekmore a very good each-way chance. Be coming out of stall number 5. There's Joe Mercer just behind him. The easy to pick out features of Joe on Manilow. He was on his toes in the paddock, and he certainly got a bit hot down at the start. For Brian Swift, finished last in this race last year. He did win once last year, but he needs a firm surface, and he certainly hasn't got that today. Manilow, one of the outsiders, number 5. They're going through as number 10 there. That's Return to Me. Now, they're the two colours, identical, and you can see the difference in the hat. The pink cap on Return to Me, and Amorous carries the yellow and black quartered colours. They're the two Matt McCourt runners. Both of them have a decent chance. Both are not bad sprinters at all. But that's Return to Me with the pink cap, ridden by John Reed, who came to hand early last season, won his first 2 races, and Billy Newnes on the far side on Amorous, who's not a bad sort of sprinter, but I think he'd prefer much faster ground. More betting?
Pusey Street, the 13 to 8 favourite from 6 to 4. Anstruther 10 to 1. Gentle Star is 11 to 1 from 10s, opened up at 7s. Leekmore 12 to 1. Little Starchy and Roman Ruler both at 14 to 1 and 16s bar those. From Lingfield, SP of the 215, won by number 10 Hattan, the even money favourite. The second horse was number 2 Evergreat at 14 to 1. And third, number 3, Swinging Moon, 9 to 1. Non-runner was number 9, and 8 ran. Hereford 215. The first number 15, Cons Pal, 11 to 2. Second number 4, Claymore, 5 to 1. And third, number 11, Indado, 15 to 8 favourite, 8 ran.
Loading up process just about ready to begin. Let's have a look at Anstruther. There he is, number 2, ridden by Jeff Baxter for Clive Britton. A real good-looking sort of horse, this one, isn't he? Bit inconsistent, though, last year when he was placed, and he does have plenty of weight. But he went down at the start like a real picture. Anstruther, number 2. He'll be coming out of stall 14. Look at this, Pusey Street, 6 to 4 favourite from 13 to 8 in a field of 17. Now, there is the favourite, Pusey Street, just coming through. Behind him, we've got Roman Ruler on the left of the picture. Brian Rouse riding for Bill Whiteman. A big sort of horse. He needs strong handling, this one, and he's shown his best form on fast ground. So one of the outsiders, Roman Ruler, number 13. He's a 16 to 1 shot from 14 to 1. Just going behind there in front of them is Sound of the Sea in the black and white hooped colours. The loading up process well underway. That one there is Panema. There's Old Dominion, the top weight on the left, and the easy to pick out Paul Mellon colours. The Joey Brown, who just got back from Kenya. He was the Crown Plus 2 apprentice champion last year. He's riding the top weight Old Dominion, 7th in this race last year. This is Juju just going through there. There's Ikasu, that one, number 9. Ikasu, I'm reliably informed, is named after a waterfall in Brazil. Which can't be bad. Anstruther 8 to 1 from 10 to 1. Old Dominion just going in, so the loading up process with these old sprinters, they're not messing about. There's the favourite, Lester on the right of the picture. He always somehow seems to be one of the last to go in, doesn't he? And usually one of the first to come out. L. Piggott already in, the long fellow. It looks as if there's just about one more, so over to Graham.
For this Cranbourne sprint over 6 furlongs, the one nearest to it is Amorous. And it's some Crespin playing up a little bit as they begin to settle down, running to the first furlong. Pusey Street broke out very smartly with Leekmore. Manilow on the outside of him. Then on the very wide outside of the field towards the left, right on the left of the picture, is Anstruther. Anstruther disputing lead with Manilow. Manilow just having the advantage from Anstruther and Pusey Street. On the very wide outside is Little Starchy. They've come through the first furlong, and on the left of the picture is Little Starchy going on now, coming across the leaders from Manilow in second place, then Anstruther, Pusey Street and Leekmore tracking the leaders, then comes Sound of the Sea. Roman Ruler's a little bit outpaced at this stage, but as they come to the halfway stage, it's Little Starchy in the lead from Pusey Street. Then Then just in behind these comes Leekmore, Juju trying to get on terms. Then Manilow, Gentle Star on the very wide outside as they come to the point just over 2 furlongs from home. Still Little Starch who has the advantage from Pusey Street. Then Leekmore towards the left of the leaders, Gentle Star on the outside. Then comes Anstruther. Furlong and a half to go. Pusey Street, Little Starchy. Then comes Juju. Then next to the rails trying to make up ground is Old Dominion. Coming inside the final furlong, and Lester Piggott and Pusey Street now strike the front from Little Starchy, with Return to Me switched to the very wide outside and finishing well. But inside the final furlong, the favourite and Pusey Street into the advantage. But it's Return to Me who's finishing very fast on the outside. Pusey Street, though, holding on by a length and up the line. Pusey Street is the winner. A photo for second place between Old Dominion and Return to Me. Then Little Starchy and Amorous who ran well. Then Juju and St Crespin Bay and Shiny Yarra and Ikwasu who ran well. And the back markers include Gentle Star. Also towards the rear was Sound of the Sea. Also towards the rear Pernima. And last of all was Manilow. And so the result of this, the Cranbourne Sprint. It's a win for number 7, Pusey Street, owned by Mr. M.A. Wilkins, trained by John Bosley, ridden by Lester Piggott, giving Lester his second winner of the season. And it's a photograph for second place between number 2, Return to Me. That one was ridden by John Reed, and that one finished very well indeed, as did the old stager Old Dominion, who's also in that photograph for second place. Well, that's the 1, 2, 3 for my money. So the gamble was landed. Pusey Street, who was having her second run of the week. She had earlier finished behind Sweet Monday at Kempton, appropriately enough, on Monday, when she finished 4 lengths in front of Prince Spy on soft ground. Never really going to be beaten. Leicester just had to shake her up inside the final furlong, as Derek Thompson now describes.
Yeah, she was always going like a winner, wasn't she? At this stage, just coming towards the 2 furlong marker, Leicester's bottom high up in the air and not really asking her at all at the moment. Now it's just going down a bit. He had a quick look under his shoulder there. He saw the Little Starch on the outside getting absolutely nowhere, and he's got them all actually at full stretch at this stage, hasn't he? Well and truly at full stretch. Now the posterior just goes down a bit. Now he just asks the horse to quicken, just swings the whip, shakes the horse up, sets her about her business, and from that point on the race is over. But look, coming out the pack, third from the left, this is Return to Me. John Reed's got a great run out of this one. This one came early last year, and there's no doubt about it, she's an early sort. And coming on the rails, Old Dominion, who's got that ground on the rails, he's not going to get to the winner because Pusey Street is home and dry. But Old Dominion carrying top weight here of 9 stone 12, running on in great style. And Little Starchy has battled on to be 4th in the end, but Lester already accepts the situation. He knows he's got it sewn up, stands up a good 5-6 strides from the finish. He canters home. It's just the race now for second place. On this side, Old Dominion. On the far side, Return to Me. It's going to be on the nod. Oh, very difficult. Perhaps Old Dominion may just have got second from Return to Me, with Little Starchy in 4th.
Well, there is our winner. I should imagine the judge here this afternoon is just going to take a second or two to sort out that result for second place. It looked very, very close indeed. But there is our winner, as I say. Pusey Street, a mare who was winning her 6th race. She won last year on this sort of ground at Ascot, and she also won on this sort of ground at Chepstow. So really everything was in her favour, and of course with the assistance of Lester Piggott, that certainly didn't hinder her chances at all. Ground in her favour, everything right, fit, fresh, well, in form. The only thing really to go against her was her price. But here's the result of the photograph for second. Return to Me was second, and Old Dominion third. So confirmation of this. The Cranbourne Sprint is a win for number 7, Pusey Street, owned by Mr. M.A. Wilkins, trained at Bampton by John Bosley, ridden by Lester Piggott. Second was number 10, Return to Me, ridden by John Reed. Third was number 1, Old Dominion, ridden by Joey Brown. Of the record books, well, in fact, you collect with 17 runners in the sprint handicap. The 4th horse home was number 11, Little Starchy, and he ran very well indeed. The winning distances were 2 lengths between first and second, and a short head between second and third. Winning distances 2 lengths, a short head between second and third. And here is our second, Return to Me, the gelding son of Music Boy, who came to hand very early on last year. He won his first 2 of his 7 races, and that's one for me next time he runs. First time he'd run reasonably well over this trip, and the first time he'd run reasonably well on this ground as well. Return to Me will be winning shortly, but the winner was Pusey Street. Here now, the starting prices.
Yeah.
The winner, number 7, Pusey Street, returned the 13-to-8 favourite. The second was number 10, Return to Me, at 20-to-1. The third, number 1, Old Dominion, at 16-to-1. and the fourth horse, number 11, Little Starchy, at 14 to 1, 17 round. And with one race still to come on the ITV4, the running total to a 10-pence stake moves on to £8 and 40p.
Well, Pusey Street, we may see her in action again at the Epsom Spring Meeting. We'll be televising that the week after next. And that's the first ever winner that Lester Piggott has ridden for John Bosley. She started a red-hot favourite and she won like a red-hot favourite should. But coming up next, our big race of the day, the 2,000 guineas trial here at Salisbury. We look forward to you rejoining us for that. But now back to Dickie.
Derek, thank you very much indeed. Lester Piggott's second win of the season, both of which have been seen on World of Sport. The first one 2 weeks ago at the Lincoln meeting. Coincidentally, that was a 6-furlong sprint as well. Well, after the break, a spectacular British motorcycling success at World Championship level. See you in a moment.
Martini extra dry, cool, crisp, the extra special taste for any occasion. Once discovered, never lost. Have it with or without. With friends, with pleasure. Martini extra dry. It's there to be discovered.
The Remington Microscreen rechargeable shaver. Shaves as close as a blade, or your money back. Now a special gift. Free travel case with a Remington Microscreen shaver.
Hi. One of the major causes of Guinnessness is that many honestly believe they wouldn't enjoy a Guinness. Now, Derek, you are one of these people, yeah?
I am, John.
And you're going to help us with a little experiment, OK? Now, only one of these 2 pints here is a Guinness, but we're not going to tell you which is which, OK? Right. Good luck. Yep, nice, good pint. Yeah, OK, the other one.
Oh, that's smoother. Beautifully bitter.
Yeah, so you prefer the taste of pint B?
Oh, definitely. Much creamier.
OK, let's see which one you've chosen, shall we?
Oh, Guinness.
Because there will always be the urgent journey.
3 first-class returns to Newcastle, please. American Express.
The anniversary surprise.
2 front stalls for tonight, please. American Express card number 374.
The language problem. There will always be the American Express card. Welcome around the world and just around the corner.
American Express.
2 front stalls.
Thank you.
There you are, sir. You've got a few minutes yet.
To apply, take a form. The American Express card.
Welcome back to World of Sports. There's a 2 o'clock kickoff in Division 2, the match between Oldham and Chelsea. In it, Chelsea took the lead with a penalty by Mike Fillery after 30 minutes, but then 30 seconds later, Roger Wilde equalised for Oldham. So it's Oldham 1, Chelsea 1, and of course, if Oldham win that, they could come back into the top 6 in the 2nd Division. But now to motorcycling. On our Bank Holiday Monday programme, we thrilled to Freddie Spencer's second Grand Prix success of the season at Le Mans. Now, there was also a 250cc World Championship race in France, and our hopes were pinned on the 18-year-old Halifax rider Alan Carter. Alan had mechanical problems at South Africa in his first Grand Prix, but such was the promise he showed in this country last season, it was felt that he would not be denied eventually at the higher level. Our commentator for these highlights of the French 250cc World Championship race is Chris Carter.
Frenchman Terry Rapaport leads this 250cc race here at Le Mans. The Swiss man Jacques Cornu is in second place, but behind him comes a tremendous scrap for the lower leaderboard places. Rapaport and Cornu over the brow of the hill, and here comes the charge of the Light Brigade. Absolutely neck and neck, wheel to wheel. Well, you've never seen anything like this at Hyde Park Corner. They finally saw themselves out, and there in the middle of that group, Tony Head and Alan Carter, 2 British boys in the middle of that pack. There is the race leader, Rapaport, 26 years old, Terry Rapaport on the Sonauto Yamaha. Behind him, Swiss Jacques Cornu, and there's the scrap for the lower leaderboard places. That's Jean-Francois Boldet on the Chevalier machine. Behind him, Frenchman Jean-Louis Tournard, then Didier Duradigues, and in the middle of that scrap, still Alan Carter. But this is the race leader A little wiggle there on the back end as he comes out of the tight right-hander onto the straight. And there is Alan Carter. Alan Carter now beginning to carve his way up through the field, side by side with Jean-Louis Thenard, and Thenard will not give an inch. Thenard goes across the front wheel. Well, Jean-Louis Thenard is the reigning 250cc world champion, and he's not going to let an 18-year-old British boy have all his own way. There, though, is the race leader, Terry Rapaport, and here is the scrap behind. And Jean-Louis Thenard is trying to find a way through on the inside of Cornu. He goes into second place. It's Thenard second, Cornu third, and Alan Carter now in fourth position. Alan Carter looks for a chance to go through on the inside of Cornu. Will he do it as they peel off for the left-hand bend? I don't think so, no. Cornu holds on. There is Thenard now in second place. Rapaport still ahead of this group. There is Thenard, and Alan Carter is trying to go round the outside of a man as experienced as Jacques Cornu. Well, that's amazing. Thenard in second place. Cornu is third. Alan Carter is fourth. And Carter looks as though he's trying to find a way past. Out onto the start and finish straight yet again. And Alan Carter goes through between Cornu and the Armco barrier. A very brave move, and a move that's going to give him third place, or does it? Yes, it does. Alan Carter goes through into third place. Well, what a tremendous ride by this 18-year-old Halifax boy, 31st place on the starting grid. And that's the gap between the race leader and the rest of the pack. Thenard, Jean-Louis Thenard, the reigning 250 world champion, there in second place. And Alan Carter's right on his tail. There's Thenard, and Thenard is down. Jean-Louis Thenard takes a tumble, he's perfectly okay, but Jean-Louis Thenard goes down, and Alan Carter now is up into second place in only his second World Championship ride. And Jean-Louis Thenard, well, he'll be regretting that bitterly. The man who won the title last year, the post office worker from Clermont-Ferrand, and there you can see the back end of the bike just slide away from him, and Alan Carter does very well indeed to avoid going down as well. When you see somebody drop off in front of you, the like reaction is to make a sudden move, go for the brake, and Carter successfully avoids the debris, and now he's charging, he's levelling, getting closer to Rapaport, the race leader. Behind it's Cornu in third place, and Didier Durodigues in fourth spot. There is Rapaport, the race leader. Terry Rapaport, 26, and there is Alan Carter. Alan Carter has closed the gap. Absolutely sensational. Rapaport, and Carter is just amazing. Alan Carter goes through to take the lead. 18-year-old Alan Carter from Halifax, Yorkshire, the younger brother of Kenny Carter, the speedway rider, son of Mal Carter, a man who's put so much money, time and effort. And there is Alan Carter leading the 250cc race at the French Grand Prix in only his second World Championship outing, and he's looking good. Problems with the bike in practice made him qualify in 31st place. There is Jacques Cornu now up into second place ahead of Rapaport. It looks as though Rapaport's got a problem. The checkered flag goes out. Alan Carter has won the 250cc race at the French Grand Prix, the youngest rider in the history of the sport to win a World Championship race.